So, if you've been looking at prediction market arbitrage, you've probably already realized one thing. Finding the actual arbitrage isn't really the hard part. The annoying part is finding it. Because you've got Polymarket, Kalshi, Opinion, and a bunch of other prediction market platforms, and you basically have to sit there opening multiple tabs of the markets and comparing prices over and over again. And some of the arbitrage tools out there are honestly pretty expensive. So, today I'm going to show you the tools I've been using instead, what it actually shows you, and whether I think it's worth using it or not. Taking advantage of the same thing being priced differently in two different places, otherwise known as venues. Let me give you a really simple example. Let's say there's a prediction market asking will team A win. On Kalshi, let's say yes is trading for 40 cents, and on Polymarket, no is trading for 55 cents. So you've got 40 cents on yes plus 55 cents on no. That's 95 cents total. And now here's the interesting part. One of those two outcomes has to happen. If team A wins, my yes position would pay $1, and if team A doesn't win, my no position would pay $1. So basically, I've spent 95 cents to cover both outcomes. And one side is going to pay me $1, that's a potential 5 cents profit per contract. And that's basically arbitrage. I'm not sitting here trying to figure out whether team A is going to win. I don't need to know. So I'm looking at the price differences between the two markets, and if the number works, that's where the opportunity comes from. So just to quickly explain what we're actually looking for here, let's say let's see, check the same events on two different platforms where which artist will release the new album in 2026 for Justin Bieber for both Kalshi and Polymarket. If those two positions cover every possible outcome and both market actually resolve the same way, there's potentially profit there. So I'm not sitting here trying to predict who's going to win. That's the whole point. I don't really care which side wins if it's structured the trade correctly. I'm looking for a situation where the prices don't quite really add up, and now obviously there are fees, liquidity issues, execution and resolution rules you have to check. So don't just see the spread and assume you found like free money. And that's basically the idea of it. So the tool I've been recently using is called Predictefy. This is their paid arbitrage terminal, where as you can see here, instead of me having to search for these markets like manually, it actually like already showing me where the price difference are. So I can look through this list, I can see the opportunities, different venues, I can see the spread, and then I can click on it and actually I investigate it. And that's really the important part. I'm not using this to blindly click on every trade that shows up. I'm using it to find the stuff that I should be looking at. So the first thing I do is actually check the market. And this is important because you can't just assume that two markets with the same title are the same market. I'm checking the wording, I'm checking the expiration, I'm checking how each platform resolves the event. And if all of that lines up, then I can actually start looking at the numbers. This is where a scanner saves me a lot of time. I don't have to spend like an hour finding this market. I can start with the opportunity, and then I do the research. Now, here's where I think people get a little bit too excited about arbitrage, and you see something like this and you think, okay, there's a 5% spread, amazing. But like honestly, can you actually trade on it? Because if there's only a couple $100 available at that price, it doesn't really matter that the theoretical spread is 5%. Then you have to account for fees. You also got slippage, and you've got the fact that the opportunity can disappear while you're trying to execute it. So I wouldn't call it like every opportunity here have free money. That's not how I look at it. I look at this scanner, it's basically saying, yo, there's something here that might be worth looking at. And then I decide whether it's actually making sense or not. And because of all that, that's why I started using Predictefy. Because I'm doing this manually, I'm basically doing the job of a software myself. I'm opening Polymarket, I'm opening Kalshi, I'm opening Opinion, searching the same events, comparing prices. It's how do I say, it's annoying, and I have to do it all again for different events. With Predictefy, I can start here, can find all the opportunities together in one terminal across 15 plus venues. That is very rare for a company to do that. And I can basically scan through what's interesting. For me, that's the biggest, most valuable asset. And it's not that I suddenly don't have to think anymore. Of course not, I have to use my brain. It's that I don't have to spend all my time like searching for these opportunities. I can let Predictefy find it for me. Then I'll do research on it. And you can see there's like a bunch of different markets here. Like holy, there's like a lot, bro. 10 plus opportunity of arbitrage with different venues. Some of them are going to look great. Some of them are going to be worth touching at all. And honestly, that's completely normal for arbitrage. For example, I might see this and think, okay, nice. The spread, which is the ARB percentage here. Then I click on it and realize there's basically no liquidity in it. Maybe next one, this one has a smaller spread, but there's actually enough size available. That's potentially more interesting to me, and that's the whole workflow with Predictefy. I'm not trying to make every opportunity work. I'm basically, what do you call it? Quickly finding the ones that are actually worth my time. And this was actually like the very reason I wanted to make this video. There are tons of prediction market arbitrage tools out there, and they can get pretty expensive. And if you're just getting started, paying a huge amount every month doesn't necessarily like make sense. I wanted like something where I could actually see the opportunities and basically understand where they are coming from and then decide what I want to do with them. Look at this. 48.88 a month. That's hella cheap. And you only can get this kind of pricing at Predictefy. It gives me the scanning part without me having to build the whole system myself. I can just basically use Predictefy. So if you're doing prediction market arbitrage, I would definitely give Predictefy a very long look. I'll put it in the description, and I've actually got a discount code as well. You can use ONG20, that's ONG20, no spacing, all capital. I'm gonna say it again, ONG20, and you can get 20% off. I'm also going to limit that to the first 5 people who can use the code. So if you're watching this and you're interested, you can check the link below. But again, don't just buy a tool because you saw an arbitrage screenshot on YouTube. Actually go into the terminal, look at the markets and understand what you're looking at. Then decide if it makes sense for you. So at the end of the day, prediction market arbitrage isn't complicated. The only annoying part is finding the opportunities. And that's what I want to show you guys today. That's it. Have a